Yeah.
Is it too far?
We're live though. We're live.
Oh.
Okay, so put that away now.
Okay.
Please. And we'll get Instagram set up.
Yes.
All right, guys. Sorry for the delay. If hopefully you're all going to get notifications and pop over to this. We had this set up, and YouTube gave us some troubles. Move those surprises out for later.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit too. Oh, maybe you just go this way to get the tea table centered a bit. Oh, you're coming back a bit. Coming back. We're moving you guys around, getting all set up. Hello, Ollie Bass on Instagram. Welcome. We're just getting started. Sorry, we're a little late. We had some technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Technical difficulties, not
so
fun.
Frustrating. When everything they're supposed to work, and suddenly just today, this is not the day they want to be working. So, okay, back to the tea session. It's great to have some white tea to calm us down after that frustrating thing.
Yeah, we got to take a few breaths and get some tea brewing. We just spent the last almost
almost
20 minutes trying to get the stream going. We couldn't do it on the YouTube side, but we're here now. So here we go.
We're gonna brew some white tea. It's a Shou Mei from 2019. Yeah, last year is 19. I almost said 18.
Great. Yeah, and as always, like Cha Holiday has done on Instagram, please let us know what you're brewing. They are brewing a 2015 Gong Mei from white to tea.
Nice.
Just rinsed, so we're in sync, just like the boy band. And ready to roll here. Hello, everybody coming in on Instagram. Tea is intricate melody. And hey, child. Oh, they joined at once. Interesting. So welcome on Instagram. Joseph Burton, welcome. And yeah, we're almost ready to roll.
For the water.
Just the water's just going to get boiled up. Brandon made it over. Awesome. And he's on the first infusion of Shou Mei. Absolutely delicious so far. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Brandon. We will catch up, or at least get going. Our water is almost boiled. And Joseph Burton is brewing this up with us as well. One of his faves. Excellent. Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yes. I'm going to use a filter today, I think.
Sure. So we'll start by showing you the dry leaf here. So this is a Shou Mei white tea from our producers in Taimu region, Taimu Shan. And I was lucky enough to be able to visit there on our 2019 tea trip. And there is an article about the tea producers who make this tea in CHAREN Magazine. Two monks, a beautiful mountain in terms of not just tea growing quality, but it's check out the article. There's cliffs. There are there's a monastery, I guess, for lack of a better word, but like a temple. That's the word I'm looking for. There's the temple. There's the statue. Just a gorgeous region. Obviously, tea gardens everywhere. Really beautiful. We ate in a restaurant. No, I can't call it a restaurant. We ate in something that has no Western equivalent. You walk into this. Anyway, maybe we have a little video of that, right?
We have the little video
check that
on the vlog. It's not a restaurant. It is actually a temple. So what they're doing is almost, I think church do something similar, which is, you can go there and eat for free, or you want to donate some money. It's actually the same flavor.
It's like an Asian potluck, but still much more set up.
But the difference is it's not like here in the churches, probably everybody, or they prepare the food that is there. Once they run out, they run out. Yeah. In that place, in the temple, they just keep cooking the whole time, different dishes. If you miss this dish, there's some other things.
Yeah, they have a kitchen.
Yeah,
and
we eat right in that. It's a kitchen dining, open kitchen concept.
Yes. Probably the origin of open kitchen. The place looks like it's really old. They've got these wood-fired woks going all the time where they're cooking. The place is. It was a beautiful sunny day when we were there, but because it's enclosed, it's pretty dark. Nice, light floral, really light. And yeah, it's sort of surreal. You walk into this dark kitchen dining area and food starts landing on the table in front of you. Really yummy, super fresh food. Perhaps obviously vegetarian.
I love how thick it is. Are you guys use boiling water? Don't be afraid to use the boiling water.
Yeah.
For this white tea, it really gives that a thick mouthfeel.
100 degrees, 212, folks. Go for it. Joseph Burton says, yeah, I really like the lighter compression. So I think you're referring to the
cake,
pressed
easy
cake.
to break.
Yeah, it's nice and easy. You can, I don't know if you use a puar knife or a knife, but I usually just pull a piece off gently, just kind of wiggle and pull. It's a really nice.
Totally workable with hands.
It's a really nice, compared to the other night, we had some chongqing tuo, which is the opposite. It's a super compressed.
Chongqing tuo and those qianliang cha, really really painful to break them.
The opposite extreme. Yeah.
Oh, this is so soothing. I really like that.
Yeah, we were a bit frazzled when we joined. Just those technical. I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to think about Taimushan. I'm going to think about how this is light floral, fruity.
So Heichan Holiday said, I actually prefer Shou Mei to Gong Mei quite a bit. But tend to put me off a white tea. Next time we need to use a dark gaiwan.
Oh, right. Because
any light color really make me hard to read on Instagram.
Right. I think I forgot to show them the liquor color. Maybe give them a little gander. Or unless you already did.
This is the liquor color?
So really light.
Yes.
2019 Shou Mei. So
yes.
And also shows the handling. These guys, the processing is just impeccable. Just impeccable. So on Instagram, Hecha Holiday says, I've not bought a white for years. All of mine are from club boxes or a spring cleaning mystery box. And hello, Laura Possabam. Possabam? I hope I pronounced your name right. Sorry if I butchered it. And Joseph says,
this might show a little bit better.
Yeah, that's a really nice,
because it has
color.
A lot, and there's still quite a bit of fuzz going on there. It's a really radiant light color,
like a light gold. Really pretty color. Joseph says, I almost always use boiling water for white tea. And Brandon says, I was brewed the first infusion at 95 degrees, but I'll boil for the next infusion. Cool.
I don't think there's a major difference between 95
You're
and
in the
100.
ballpark.
Yeah, that totally works too.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. That's thickening up. Compared to the first one was really light. This one's now more sugary for me.
This is a charcoal bake smell.
You
know what I mean? It's not the roasty of the tea or something. It's that hint of a charcoal smell. Almost a little charcoal itself. It's not the roasting smell.
Yeah. And it's not a smoky smell.
No.
I know. It's more like the type of the baked smell. Because for me, it smells like baked sugar or like a little bit caramelly. But it does have that, that's subtle.
Brandon says he likes those glass mugs. Yeah, when I started, I realized I forgot to set up a drink, the tasting cup. So I just grabbed something that is handy. Really small, and I think those are coffee cups.
They're pretty cute.
Espresso?
They're much prettier for tea though. Because I don't know, the coffee is a little bit ugly when you look at it right into the liquor. It's not pretty liquor. This is really pretty. Look at how lustrous and clear it is. All right, so we've got Joseph and Brandon on YouTube brewing along. That's awesome. And that was infusion 2. Let's have a smell of that gaiwan.
I put like 4 grams in this small gaiwan. So the brew leaf is quite a lot because I was expecting that I wanted a lot of tea today for 2 of us. So it is a good amount if you have several friends over and you want to brew for
you want to get some mileage out of it. You want to soup up the leaf a little bit.
And you probably noticed that I actually brew for relatively short time. Consider it's a white tea. Usually I put less leaves and let it steep a little bit longer.
Yeah, Joseph Burton on YouTube says, I often get some rich brown sugar from this tea, and I have to agree, especially from the bottom cup. But I've got some nice floral notes on the tea. We were walking the other day and I smelled, I'm pretty sure it was hyacinth, that we're still debating what it was I was smelling. But
you wait, you use Google, so you wait.
Right, they don't smell like this. I found hyacinth, I'm going to use that in my future black tea descriptions. It's got that sweet floral smell that you sometimes, or even just that sweet smell that you get from black tea. Oh, speaking of sweet, look what else we have for later when we get a little bit. We want to do a little more tasting, but later on, snack time.
I found the aroma does have that brown sugar you are talking about. Like that sweetness in the aroma. Yeah. Right now, when I smell that, it's less of the floral or something. It's more to the sweeter side.
So we had a beautiful day here today and yesterday, so we're super jazzed. And for those of you that don't know, we're up here in Canada, and we have a long winter that we have to deal with every year, and it seems to get harder and harder each year. At any rate, this weekend was really, I would say this was our first kind of, let's say,
I don't want to interrupt much, but just to watch how the liquor pours there. You see how the liquor goes into the water. Like if you brew tea a lot and pay some attention to the liquor, you will see the texture difference. Like before you even drink it, you might start to see, you know, thinner ones are more splashy, like almost just like water. But when it gets thicker, it's the sound is different. It's softer. It's more. It's quieter, and the way the tea liquor dribbles or flows down. It seems to be more elastic.
It's a little viscosity. Yeah, yes. The viscosity is different. For those of you starting out who are thinking to yourself, what? How is that possible? Me too. I get it. For a long time, I just kind of didn't focus on that too much. And that's what you could do too if you're just starting out, because it is really subtle. And it took me a long time. I'm finally starting. And sometimes you need a really thick tea to illustrate it. But that is a really interesting property, that how the water changes when it pours. Joseph Burton on YouTube says, it's interesting. I don't often look for the floral flavors in this tea, but now that you mention it, I'm really getting those floral notes today. I got them in like a sweet floral, not like the hyacinth, but I can't place it. More like a meadow flower or something like that. Whenever I'm looking forward to spring, because I'll be able to start smelling flowers wherever I go again, something I never used to do. So first, it's good for your brain. It helps you like just calm down, and it reminds you to, you know, the expression, right?
Positive.
Take some, slow down and smell the roses or whatever. And so it actually forces you to do that. And it's good for tasting notes. That's why I do it. I'm always smelling stuff. At the flower shop, I ask the lady, what's this? Smell it. And they probably think I'm crazy, because I like take a good long smell, think about it, smell it again, almost like I'm doing a tasting, because I want to kind of grab onto those aromas because they're super useful. But yeah, it's got that sort of sweet floral. And Brandon K on YouTube says, it's a bright, warm, sunny day here in Toronto as well. I have the windows wide open, bringing in those nice spring, those spring smells, which go well with the with this tea and the floral notes in the tea. You bet they do. You might be a bit ahead of us. You might even have some of your trees blooming. Our apple tree is just about to bloom, like probably next week.
Still not quite green yet. Just the grass are turning green. Slower.
Yeah, and all the deciduous trees are starting to just press out a little bit of green. So if you look at a hillside or something that's covered in trees, it's starting to have, instead of brown, it's starting to have that tinge of light, vibrant green. It's quite beautiful. And H Holiday on Instagram says, I'm doing 8 grams in 100 ml in a thicker clay shibo. We'll probably dump on the we'll probably dump on the stove later too. Boil it, you mean, I guess. All my teas have already bloomed. All my trees have already bloomed. All that's left are the tiger lilies. Right, yeah, you're ahead of us. That's nice, but not anymore. We're catching up.
We're catching up. Cooked beans. Not raw bean. Really
So
comfy,
sweet.
not quite a soy milk. The milkiness is not quite there yet, but it has that beanish flavor.
You know, it almost has the sweetness of that summer drink we sometimes make with those little mini
green beans.
Those green beans. Has that sweetness. This is really sweet but thick. And somebody was mentioning bud teas earlier, and I really agree that this has that real. What can I say? Not thicker is not quite right, but just more full, that leafy, full, thick and robust. Like this is.
The liquor actually has that more of those creaminess that the more emphasized like a soy milk, like homemade soy milk kind of flavor, more milky, a little bit fat. You know, it has that fat, like a very delicious fat, not greasy fat. You know, like 3% milk vis-a-vis, skim milk, that kind of a good fat flavor.
Oh, nice brew. You nailed this infusion. Really yummy. Just full of flavors, full of little hints of it's not green, but it has that fresh element, like that green bean soup.
Oh, that's really good.
Sweetness. That is so good.
Smell this.
That's milkier than in my cup. Maybe because it's hotter.
And you can smell what Chinese we call 毫香, means the trichome. The trichome smell. The trichome has a really
house young.
Yeah, like its really own smell. It's not to any side. And that kind of a smell. I don't know how to describe it. Trichome smell.
Joseph Burton also has his windows open. Always tastes better with fresh air. Brandon, hopefully the warmer weather is here to stay. Yeah, I agree, Brandon. So Brandon is down in Toronto. We're up in Ottawa. So really similar weather. We're just a little bit colder. Sometimes feels like a lot colder than they are, but they're a bit ahead of us on the curve.
Without the snow, I don't feel much of that. If I come back from Toronto to Ottawa and I see snow, I feel really devastated.
Yeah.
But if they're just both like bare ground, even though we're a little bit brown, I'm okay.
Yeah. Hopefully the warm weather. Yeah. Hopefully it is here to stay. And
Joseph is in Peterborough.
Oh yeah. He's got us covered.
That's really close. We're just
we're all lined up. Dots. We're all lined up.
Yes.
Mid-May, then went straight to summer. Yeah, spring did get skipped last year. You're right. It was really quick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Cindy is here. Hello, Cindy. Drinking white tea cake.
All right, welcome. Us. Yeah. Also brewing up some Shou Mei. So Cindy, we were brewing up the Shou Mei. We're what did we have? We had 4 grams in our 90-ish milliliter gaiwan, and we're using boiling water. Don't be shy to use boiling on this to really bring out those thick mouthfeels.
What did Hey Cha Holiday? Oh, Hey Cha Holiday said, "All my trees have already bloomed. Oh, that's left. Oh, are the tiger lilies."
Yep.
I saw those pictures on Instagram.
Oh, really? She put some nice pictures of the blooms and stuff.
No, a lot of salespeople like.
Yeah, of course. Everybody is jazzed about the end of winter, right? And when the blooms come out, it's so exciting. So we've just got to wait a bit longer, but it's right there.
Did you guys see the story I posted? We spotted a little red fox today.
That's right, we did. Ooh, what's that? Floating into the frame. Oh, sorry for you guys on Instagram. It's not floating into the frame for you guys. What about here?
Right.
So this is what's going to happen soon in my tummy. Yes, we spotted. So I was head down at the tea table, shame on me, face in my phone. And you started freaking out.
Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. I thought it was a big fat cat.
So she didn't have her glasses. So she's like, look at that cat, look at that cat. And I didn't rush to look up because the cats walk by from time to time. They are actually much rarer than the squirrels, but they're not rare. So I kind of casually looked up and then I was like, baby, that's not a cat. That's a red fox. And luckily it took a little stop and turned around a bit so I could get a really good look at it. He had a humongous bushy tail, like really, the tail was as big as some cats. It was really fluffy tail, and his fur was, he looked pretty healthy. He must be eating lots of good garbage and maybe other
garbage.
Maybe house cats and maybe some small puppies and stuff. But anyway, yeah.
Do you guys know if a fox dig holes on the ground?
Yeah, we've had some digging we've got our garden turned and ready to plant. And we found some, it's not uncommon that we'll get like the squirrels or the chipmunks will be digging and there'll be these little holes kind of peppered all over the place. Doesn't bother us. We haven't planted anything yet. We don't have any chicken wire up. But this time it was almost like a dog got in there. In fact, I thought it was a dog.
Big of a hole.
Yeah, and a big hole. And the dirt was sprayed backwards, which is another thing that the chipmunks and squirrels don't typically do. They don't have that spraying tendency. Like they don't claw at it like feverishly. They more dig a little hole and either hide or retrieve whatever they stuck there. So we found these holes in the garden. And then when I saw the fox, I wondered if it was him chasing after a vole or a mouse or something, or I don't know, maybe they just dig and root around like dogs do that. So why not? Anyway, yeah, the whole isolation thing though has the, a lot of wildlife is encroaching on the cities, it seems.
And space between black and white. On Instagram, also mentioned that he or she has spotted
mountain lions
in the region. He said resting on the tree. I was like, what?
Yeah, you don't want to walk under a tree and don't notice that. And there's a mountain. And then he sent some pictures along because I wasn't sure. Like
and fox as well.
And they were full size like panthers or whatever. Yeah, like they're not small cats. They're giant. They're not like what do we have? We have like bobcats here in Canada, which are sort of fox size. I want to say they're about a fox size cat. They're quite cute, but also deadly. And anyway, yeah, I'm glad we don't have those wandering into our town. We don't have any big cats in Ottawa. No big cats, only fat house cats. So Cindy's brewing along. So and Cindy says it's a beautiful day in Auburn, California, enjoying it before the hot weather hits. Oh. Yes. Oh, I guess that's what you guys have to look forward. For Jen, it doesn't really get hot here. 30, 35 degrees, 80 degrees.
Not humid enough.
Yeah, she likes it more humid.
I like it hot and humid. It feels like a sauna house that I don't need to get ready for or even pay for. And
Igor, welcome Igor. I'll try not to butcher your last name, Igor Serene. For me, it's dinner time. But my Hecha Gong Fu Cha time is coming. Nice. Maybe we'll still be here. Who knows? And also on YouTube, Joseph Burton says, we've got a fox burrow in the field across the street. Okay, yep. I'm wondering where this guy lives. She was asking about where they live, and they tend to have a little burrow or something like that, right? And Cindy says that she saw a red fox in her back garden on Easter. The only time I've seen one at our place, it was the Easter fox, right? Yeah, no Easter bunny this year. You got an Easter fox. We're gonna up the tradition, right? If you're not clever enough, he'll trick you out of your eggs. No eggs for you. Brandon K, we're exactly opposite. Anything above 20 degrees is too hot for me. Yeah. So Canadian.
I bet you are wearing t-shirts and shorts already now.
Oh, yeah, she sees people in a tank top on the street and she's like, what are they going to do when it's 30 degrees? Don't answer. It's just a rhetorical question. So a bunch of people joining on Instagram. Welcome. We're brewing up some Shou Mei white tea, brewing along with some of our friends. So let us know what you guys are brewing, even if it's not Shou Mei, whatever you're brewing, let us know. Throw up some tasting notes. We're just here to have fun, like we always say. The Color of Tea joined on Instagram. Welcome. And let's see what's going on. Fox Family. Hecha Holiday on Instagram. We have a fox family in our neighborhood here. Rare to spot it though. Yeah, they're usually he was up pretty like late, I guess, because they're nocturnal, and wasn't that early. It was like 8 in the morning. I think they dig holes. Yeah, I think it was him too. And I hope we do have a vole, so hopefully he caught and ate our vole. A really poor vole, but that's nature, you know.
Because we're mini farmers.
Yeah, we have a little garden, and the voles are root eaters, so we don't want them eating the roots. Like they can really devastate a plant. Obviously, if you take the roots out from under it. Tea is intricate melodies. Welcome on Instagram. Yeah, where I grew up, there were lots of mountain lions. Beast of a cat. Haha. Yeah, they're beautiful. Like the way they move, they're so elegant. Yeah. But I only like to see it on National Geographic. I don't want to see that in real life because I'm not outrunning one of those bad boys.
And that's why this morning my first reaction was just a fat cat have a hip problem. You know, the fox doesn't run as smooth as a cat. No. So I thought it was just a big fat cat that couldn't run smooth because they're old or something.
Right? Even different than dogs. He was kind of a hippity hoppity.
Yeah, like
they have that canter.
And we have some big cat in the neighborhood. That's why
really,
I was
really fat ones with lots of fluffy fur.
Yeah.
Color of Tea, welcome, and a wave. Hey, Color of Tea, and Carolyn IEG joined. Welcome, Carolyn. I'll just maybe abbreviate if that's okay. Carolina EG. Carolina EG. I don't know how to. I'm sorry about butchering the names. I'm just trying to get them right. And the Color of Tea is brewing a Nepalese autumn flush. Nice.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Enjoy that.
This is 5-6 infusions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just keeping the liquor kind of in this color zone.
Mm-hmm. That nice gold.
Mm-hmm. It still has lots of fuzz.
Mm-hmm. Lots of fuzz, and it's deepened down. Of course, the first infusion is always a little lighter, so now it's come down to a nice solid gold. Mm-hmm. And the
I just pick up a little leaf from the white tea. It's actually still really tender, edible. So like a little stem or something. I want to circle back to what you just mentioned, and HR Holiday talk about buds tea. Like sometimes they're more putting people off. I think it's related to how should I say? It's they're how should I say because they're not as bold.
Right.
Their flavor is subtle.
Yeah, a little bit more elusive and delicate.
Yeah, so there are different tasting profile and different aspects of what they're good at. The bugs give that rich but also very brisk and light, refreshing feeling. While if you tend to drink like more like a bolder flavors, usually leaves, stems, those will have like more robust taste, more present.
Yeah, more present, more obvious, and
it's the same with like almost green tea, white tea, yellow tea. They're the same. The lower part of the plant you go, the more pronounced the flavor is.
Right.
But in China, how we grade those are different, right? We kind of pursue the buds tea not because it's a stronger or more obvious. On the other hand, it's actually very hard. It's actually more subtle. Where sometimes people feel like I'm paying a good amount of money on buds just because they're buds. While I taste it, it's not as like stunning as the rest.
Yeah, but it has a vibrance, and that really clicked for me. I was getting it, but we did a lot of side-by-side this last spring in 2019 when we were at Taimushan. We did a bunch of side-by-side with really top grade by Hao Yin Zhen. Right, we walked through a whole bunch of them, and it helped me. Again, because we were doing them side by side, we were actually doing them one after the other, but for the sake of, it was kind of like side by side. And sometimes it was right side by side.
What we did was side by side. I think we had a big a session in the Time article that Phil shared his experience with you, but because it was a small section in the article, so it was quite concise to share the experience of tasting. But actually, on the
I forgot I wrote about that. Actually, it's a little bit embarrassing. But it's buried in that article. It is in there. The little
But the thing about that time, interesting and very typical, I think, is we did do side by side 3 白毫银针, 3 top grade 白毫银针.
Right.
One is from Taimu, also the first plug, not the first plug, just to be specific, is the very first batch of this.
Right.
Like before that, this year didn't plug, and only that day. So if 3-4 days later, this garden grow new shoots and stuff and plug again, doesn't count. Only the very first plug.
Yeah, not to mistake it with first flush. This is the actual first bud of spring.
Right. So one was really from one was from Taimushan, and the other one is from a wild garden, which means it's still, of course, on a mountain, and just there's the region where there used to be a tea garden, but was abandoned and not managed, like Pharaoh teas, you would say.
Yep.
Then
we walked through that. I think that's the one, right?
So that's the quote unquote wild tea garden.
Right beside facing Taimushan.
Right. And the third one was wild mountain, which means the whole mountain was abandoned, like a fairy tea mountain kind of thing. They started and
just imagine that for a minute, a whole mountain. We didn't get there this time. But next time I want to go back to that.
The thing is not that like the whole mountain is tea. It's just say that whole mountain is abandoned, like wild.
It's not,
Right. So those 3, and the good thing is it's all from the same producer, because a lot of times, like I always say, 80 to 90% of what you taste come from the process. So producer plays a major role.
Major
role. Right. So in this tastings, we all have our producer produce that. So the style are all the same in terms of how he does it. So that eliminates the one important factor in terms of
a major potential differentiator, right? Which is just technique.
Yes. And when we taste those, especially because those are buds, they are really, first in the big picture, they're really, really similar, because they're all top notch. It's not like you sip that and obviously this is this. Their difference is like a very nuanced difference.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is he always picked the quote unquote low grade of the 3, because that's compared to the rest, it's more seem to have more flavor. But
Absolutely.
When it comes to those
she's just saying I'm low end, really. That's the
no
hidden message.
Same with us. Like I feel like when people, especially like myself as well, when I started, I never get that. That's why I'm a Wulong person, because I feel like it's more pronounced. I don't have to work hard to search for things. But those teas does take extra effort. And we were having, what did I say? Oh, so basically just to simplify the whole process is, in the end, what's the difference between the taste profile is how the taste will present it. The best one, the wild mountain ones, the way the tea presents its flavor is delicate.
Delicate? Or
yes, delicate. In Chinese, we call 这个水很柔. We 水路细. So it's about the presentation, not elements. Rather it is a gentle touch rather than a real punch. Right.
So it's not the specific elements like berry or sweet or flour or sugar. It's more like, how does the flavor approach you? Is it like a soft, loving hand, or is it a boxing glove? Right. And those are the extremes, but these were all soft, loving hands, but different.
At some point, at the top 1%, when you notch something up just a little bit, the effort, the difference might not be as much as from, say, tea bag to loose leaf, but the effort is even more and hard to achieve.
80-20 rule, right? It's an astronomical amount of effort to get from a super top grade tea to super top grade tea plus.
Right. And a lot of times the price is not just doubled or something.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of a personal preference and the experience, whichever you want to choose.
Yeah. So that was a little bit about buds.
Just want to add that.
Yeah, no, that was a really, really good and really took me back to Taimushan, which was a great trip. And it reminded me about the Wild Mountain. I remembered that there was the on Taimu and off Taimu Wild Garden, but I forgot one of them was from the Wild Mountain, because it's the only spot we did it. There's lots of places, but next time, Wild Mountain time. Check that out. That'll be fun if we get back there. And we'll just go to check out some comments. Cindy saw a red fox. It was the East. Oh yeah, we covered that one. And Brandon. So just Cole Weeb. Welcome, Cole. I have some sense of this tea on the. I have some of this tea on the way here. Awesome. Yes, it is indeed. Ordered it from you about a week ago. Yes, we noticed Canada Post is a little bit slow, but be patient. It will get there. Yes. Everything is still moving. It's just they're a little slower than they have been. So thanks for that, Cole, and I'm looking forward to you cracking that cake. If you like a loose press, you're in for a treat. Somebody mentioned earlier that they like the loose pressing of this tea, and I also like that. You can almost just grab and wiggle, and you'll have your chunk. It'll come out, and it's nice because it allows you to keep the leaf intact if you're patient and delicate, which I sometimes can be. So I love that. Feral is a good word for those gardens. Yeah, we try to throw that in because wild is exotic and sounds fun. And it has I guess in terms of how they self-seed, it has an element of truth, but they were gardens. You can find really truly wild tea around. We've seen that on different hikes and stuff, but so that we love that word when we heard that, even though it's a little bit scary because it makes people think of feral dogs and feral cats. So I'm going to have a bite of this and talk about this a little bit, if you guys don't mind. I know it's a white tea tasting, but I'll show you the
white cake tasting.
The liquor color of my this is a little mini cheesecake that I made last night.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to have some cheesecake with this too, maybe after this infusion.
Yes.
It's like a Japanese style cheesecake though, super light and fluffy.
I found the white tea usually goes pretty well with some creamy sweet dessert. That's why we like this combination. But of course, we ate a lot by itself too.
Yeah. On the other hand, I find everything goes really good with a nice little sweet dessert.
I feel like when we talk about the Taimu and all those, that really makes me want to go back to be on the road. And also because this is my usually I would go back to travel and stuff, especially the past 2 years, pretty in the same almost identical time slot that I go to the tea travel. So Google Photo has been sending me a lot of, if you
memories.
use that, that 1 year ago or 2 years ago, the same day. So I was looking at the pictures. I was in Tibet and I was in Xiamen and areas. So all those reminder plus the quarantine thing just make me really want to be on the road even more.
Yeah, we got lucky. For those of you who might be wondering, we didn't plan to travel totally coincidentally. In the autumn of last year, autumn of 2019, we kind of started to talk about Tea Trip 2020, and we both just decided we've gone for the last 2 springs in a row. Maybe we'll change it up this year and go in the autumn. So we didn't get disrupted by the whole quarantine thing, but the pictures do give us the itch. And we'll have to start talking about the autumn trip, or if we're going to do an autumn trip, like now with all of this, will there be a trip is still a question. I didn't think when this first hit, I was like, oh, good thing we picked autumn because everything will be finished by then. And now I'm wondering, I don't know. So we'll see. I hope it will. I really hope it will.
It's getting better in China. Now,
big time.
When we go to Beijing, from outside China, still needs intense, how should I say?
isolation, quarantine.
Yeah, like mandatory quarantine.
Mm.
But if it's in China, travel, come back to Beijing and place, there's no more 14 days quarantine.
Yeah, so domestic travel within China
Yes.
is no problem now.
Mm.
And
But if
unfortunately,
we-
Jianli just missed that. When she got back, she still had the lockdown for 14 days. And just
Yes.
about at the end of her lockdown.
With a card.
Yeah,
She was actually not bad because there was just a card on the door so that the whole neighbors can see, okay, this is stay away from them.
Mhm, mhm.
And if they come out, of course we're not supposed to come out, but every now and then we got to dump the garbage and stuff. But my mom said before that period there was more intense period with the alarm system on the door so that if you open you are going out, so the neighbor knows, okay, he or she is going out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So fancy. And then once her time was up, they canceled that. So domestic travel within China is allowed. It's just international people coming in. Yeah. So I
hope that can get released soon, because if we put 14 days of quarantine in our travel plan, it's just too long.
I can't go. I can't go for that.
Just go there for quarantine, have a little vacation and go home.
And come home. Yeah, no, it ain't going to happen. So hopefully that'll be gone and whatnot. So welcome back, Hey Cha Holiday. I saw that you lost your connection, but popped back on. So thanks for rejoining us. All right, this is going to be my cheesecake bite. So are any of you familiar with Japanese cheesecake? It's kind of like regular cheesecake, but it's really light and fluffy instead of being like sort of heavy and dense. Mm-hmm. It's got like a nice amount of egg white in it. So I'll show it to you.
By eating?
Show you how light and fluffy that is. Anybody getting hungry out there? You can tell us what your snacks are too. We love hearing about your snacks.
I feel like we always a snack or something.
Yeah, I feel like it's becoming a bit of a habit online.
I did an arm workout today. That's why I'm stretching my shoulder. It's so tired.
She did a really good, like, I don't know what all she did, but while she's doing all these workout and I'm having a nap. Not a good husband at all.
Then I was pouring the gaiwan. I was like, oh, right hand too tired to try left hand. But my left hand is even weaker, so I switched back.
And she almost got me in the chin. Yeah. Hey Cha Holiday says the US numbers are not slowing down as of now. So hopefully they will hang in there. I hope they will soon, and everything will go back to normal. I mean, yeah, at first it wasn't bugging me too much, I have to say. Like, we work from home. So the only big difference was when we went shopping, it was quite different and weird. So we weren't too affected by it. But after a couple weeks, I have to admit, it started to get, just feel a little bit like there's some kind of weird, hard to articulate like psychological.
It has thing. Option or non-option. Not necessarily I have to go out, but normal times I know if I want to go out, I can go out. Yeah, and we would sometimes go out to work at a coffee shop, or go in the summer or the spring, we might go to a park. And although you're still allowed to walk through various parks, they're giving people tickets for if they stop, and so we just didn't want to take any risks with getting hit with tickets, and yeah, sometimes I wanted to go out and just go and goof around in a park or something, and you just can't do it. So yeah, I know some are lifting. Yeah, maybe it's premature. I don't want to cast judgment, because I kind of, it's a real balance. Like, it's going to be interesting how this plays out. I don't know. Same with Ontario. We're start to have some loosen up and open some things. Yeah, but it's really slow, right? So they give a really specific list of businesses, and they still have to do curbside. So it's very much open the door a crack, and they're monitoring. They also made it really clear that they're going to open the door a little crack and monitor. And if the numbers start to revert, then they won't hesitate to go back. So it's, anyway, I'm really glad that the light is at the end of the tunnel and the sun is coming out. And yeah. However, Ronan. Hello, Ronan on YouTube. Go ahead. Sorry. Hello, Ronan. I just want to say, I feel like this also gives us a chance to pick up, especially for us or myself, to pick up some old hobby and stuff. Absolutely. Fishing. I really look forward to this. Once it's more like the park or something are more open to that this summer, I could have more chance since there's not much other things going on. We could have some fishing time that we used to love a lot.
Yeah, we used to go fishing, every other week kind of thing. We both got licenses. And mind you, folks, if any of you out there are fishermen or fisher people, I don't know if that's a word, but I feel like in 2020, you got to say fisher people. So if any of you are actual fisher people, you have to understand that we go fishing, but we don't catch fish. Now,
we just enjoy doing that.
We want to catch fish. We would love to catch.
We don't even know how to do that. How to like slice a fish.
No, I can.
Oh yeah, we bought a knife ready to do the process.
That's actually the easy part is cleaning the fish. The hard part is catching the fish.
And river fish is really like it could be very earthy if you don't cut the line right. I don't know. That's Chinese fish. I don't know about it here.
No, she's probably right. It's not Chinese fish. It's Chinese pickiness. So no, it's true. And I say that in a nice way. They're really particular about how the meat is prepared and stuff because they don't like those different flavors where we would slit gut and throw it on the grill. Good to go. But it could be a difference in the variety of fish too, but who knows? Hopefully we'll catch one and we'll find out.
HR Holiday said a bunch of states have armed protesters.
Yeah.
In golf buildings, you can totally cast judgment.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I don't want to do because, New topic. So, and Ronan joined and says, I hope to go to Vancouver Tea Festival this summer over on YouTube. Yes, that would be awesome. I wish Vancouver was a bit closer because we'd love to go there too, but it's quite far away. Love Vancouver though. We haven't been there together. We really want to go out west.
Right.
Banff, Jasper, Vancouver.
I want to see mountain lions, real life.
You won't. Those are timid, super timid. Don't get your hope up. You go to the zoo for those.
I haven't seen a real moose yet since I'm in Canada.
No, she's seen a moose. She just hasn't seen a moose with a full rack. So she thinks that it's not a real moose. But we've seen...
They don't look like... my hopes or my image of a moose, besides all those, the National Geographic, that kind of image, there's also traffic sign, right, on the road. I see so many of signs, I never see a moose. And their sign, the moose have beautiful antlers. And the one I saw was like not very impressive.
Did he have antlers at all? I thought he didn't have antlers at all.
I don't know. I thought
we saw a yearling once. We went to there's a park around us called Algonquin Park. And we went there in the spring. It's a good time to spot them because they come out of the forest to lick salt water in the ditches on the side of the road. It's kind of gross, and we saw a yearling. I think it was a young buck or a young cow. It was a young moose though, and still gigantic. And I've seen a few canoeing. You got to get out in the woods to see those. Yes, Haisha Holiday says, she said, first, you're right about cutting fish. And second, she said, aren't moose massive? And yes, they are 100% massive. For my money, in North America, the moose is the most dangerous animal in North America. I know we have mountain lions, but they're not interested in people. But moose in the autumn, they're insane. They're insane.
Legend has it.
No, they anyway, I don't know if we want to talk about moose, but they'll flip a small car, no trouble. And worse, they'll charge a small car. A mountain lion won't randomly charge a small car. He'll see a car and run away. He does the right thing. Moose, because they get all weird when they get into mating season, which is when they have that full rack that you so want to see. So if we ever see one, hopefully it's not like that.
Cool weave. I'm a fly fisherman. Oh my God. Those ones like...
Yeah, that's the one. That's the fancy one.
Oh my goodness.
That is really cool. That is a real art. Okay, kudos to you, Cole. And fly tire. Oh, he even ties his own flies. That's another level of awesomeness in the fly fishing domain. Not only fly fishes, but ties his own flies. Catch and release. So you don't use a barbed hook, which is also pretty tricky to actually bring something in. Okay, deep respect. Oh,
that's so cool.
The art of fishing. Yeah, but the fish, not so much. So I heard, Cole, and you can confirm or deny that brown trout are one of the smartest fish. I guess they're pretty tricky to catch. We have I used to work with some fly fishermen or a fly fisher, and he loved to try and catch a brown trout. He said they're really clever, but I don't really know what that means because I can barely catch a fish with a, I can't catch a bass. So that is cool, really impressive. Brandon K says, but I'm also...
BC is a good place to fish, right?
Should be. They
Tons
got
of
the Pacific salmon that run there and tons of other fish.
Lakes and stuff. I feel like their landscaping is really good.
I don't know. Ontario is
and less populated.
I'm more on the paddling side, but for paddling, Ontario is actually superior because they have they've got big rivers, but it's not as we're covered. I don't know if you know, but Ontario and Quebec are covered in rivers and lakes.
But in terms of fish, I found that because we're more populated, and if we don't jump in the season in the early times, by the middle of the summer, if we go fish, only the smart fish survive. So it's so hard to catch.
You just got to go somewhere else. You got to get into the outback a little bit. So that's where you find the fish. Of course, again, I've only caught one fish in my life, so I'm saying that completely unqualified. On my birthday, I caught a fish. It was like a gift from someone, I don't know who. But what does Brandon say? I've also done he's also cracked a lot of stuff off of his to-do list while he's been in quarantine. So that does feel good, right? You got to keep your spirits high while you're stuck indoors. Whoa! Luongo T. Airbras says, Saludos des Argentina, which I think means hello from Argentina. So that is super cool. Welcome Argentina in the house. So that is awesome. I just love, I meant to remind you, and I also forgot. So, I just love these live sessions when we get these people coming in from all over the world.
Switch ahead.
H.A. Holiday says, I've got on Instagram, she says, or he says, or they say, I don't know, sorry.
Are you high?
Yeah, no, I'm a little bit tea drunk, I think. I've gone fishing before, but it's not really my favorite. Ocean fishing once too, but got seasick. So good story there. I also went ocean fishing and also got seasick, but I have to say I loved it despite that, which is weird. I can do that sometimes. I can get massively sick, but still have a lot of fun. I was in a C-130 Hercules once too, and I got massively, massively sick. We were about 400 feet and the plane was bobbing just like on the ocean. And I was fine as long as I was looking out the window, but eventually the navigator made me sit down because he had to look out the window to tell the pilot when to turn. Not kidding, that he really did need to do that. And once I sat down and I couldn't see the horizon, I needed the little baggie. But super fun. And sea fishing, you catch so many fish in the sea. Oh my gosh. And super, super yummy. So they go on to say, I like using ultralight rod and really fighting the smaller fish. Yeah, the small fish can be really feisty sometimes. Oh, you live on a lake. Wow, that's really nice. But not waterfront. Oh, so it's like, So
make it into emoji.
Still awesome. We're pretty close to the river, like a short bike ride away from the river. And Nuev Orden is welcoming us with a green heart. Welcome, Nuev Orden.
Yes.
Nuev Orden, I said that right. Good. And heading back to the YouTube comments to see if we're caught up. So Joseph Burton says moose are terrifying. So for whoever was asking, aren't moose massive? Joseph Burton says that they're terrifying, and I agree. They are massive and easy to anger. You could just look at them and they charge you. Yes.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah, that's true. In the right season. I think
autumn?
I think it's usually the autumn. I've paddled past plenty of them and they haven't bothered us. I paddled past a cow with her calf, which is
gangsters, huh?
Quite pretty. They're not gangsters.
Why you look at them and they want to charge you? That's pretty gangster looking.
No, it's territory, and they either want you off their territory or it's hormones. I think it's all about the hormones. They're just drunk on hormones. Cole Weeb says, we don't have brown trout in the rivers I fish, but we have lots of cutwats. You can help me. Well, rainbow trouts. Yummy. And steelhead. Well, you can get steelhead at the grocery.
Right.
Probably not nearly as good as what he'd be catching because it's farmed. But steelhead is a kind of like trouty, salmon-y kind of fish too. I think it's technically a trout, right? Yummy. Rainbows are yummy. Oh, cutthroats. Oh, what a mean name for a fish.
It's a fish? Oh, I don't know.
I guess so. Is that are those all trout? Anyway, maybe we can get into that. If me and you get into fly fishing, we'll both have hooks in the back of
Oh,
our head.
are rainbows those little ones?
Oh no, rainbow can be pretty big. Yeah, rainbow trout, delicious. Really
if
good.
we ever catch something, we have to check it out. Like, what did we catch, just to know?
Yeah. So Cole says their steelheads are the feistiest fish he's ever caught. So someone was talking about liking to fight the scrappy little ones. H, I was saying that.
Right.
And yeah, so you want to try a steelhead someday. Right. Correct. And then Nuev says, yes, correct. I fished in Kentucky for bluegill. Simple, but a nice bonding with friends. Yeah. Also caught a turtle. Ooh. Did he just bite right onto your line? We set the turtle free. Yeah. Good for you. Good for you. Unless you know what I mean.
Turtle bites, right? That'd be tricky to set it free.
Yeah. It depends if you're using barb hooked or not, I guess. But you just pull it out. Hey, Holiday, we have a lot of bass and panfish.
We have lots of bass.
I want to say I like catching carp, though. Yeah, we have carp. A lot of people don't eat carp because of the bones up here, but bass are yummy. I really like bass too.
We only caught like small ones, not even worse. And we
got to throw them back. They're too little.
And of course, we never bring a bucket or something with us. We never just plan on catching it.
Maybe part of the thing about catching fish is planning to catch fish.
Yes.
It could be like one of those, Zen mindset things. You got to get in the frame of mind. I'm going to catch a lot of fish today. Bring the hooks and the big buckets and the coolers.
We gotta have a bucket with us.
Yeah, it's a lot of gear to carry. Awesome. So yeah, just getting excited for spring here. And yeah, we're brewing along. How's the white tea infusions going, everybody? Hopefully, this is going to last a while. And when you feel like it's done in your gaiwan, you can either right after or just leave the lid on the gaiwan for a while. You can throw it into a pot and boil it. I think. Yes. I don't know if ours is handy, but here it is right here. We throw ours into this bad boy.
You might see that in the Fudran video. That's what I always use for boiling water.
Yeah, and you just throw the your leaf is steeped, but it's not done. Toss it in there. Throw the water on it and put it on the burner and just boil the heck out of it. And you'll get at least a few more good infusions out of it that way. Really yummy.
I found later infusions, the flower comes out a little bit more.
I did too. Yeah, a lot. Like somewhere a long time ago, I didn't mention it, but the more that the higher aromas of floral. Early, it was sort of the more sweet and sticky aromas of the floral. Then about halfway through this tea, I started to get higher notes, more. I don't want to say like a dancong, but in that zone of floaty, drifty, more.
It's more meadow flower.
Going strong.
Turtle. Li? NA. I think most of NA protects
North America. Yeah, most of North America protects turtles. Yeah, because they're really slow to mature, right?
I saw those signs on the street. One of my the project is to capture all the funny signs on the highways and stuff. When I first got here, deer and moose signs are so
they're
amazing.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
they're everywhere.
But first, I didn't feel that. Like, it's so foreign for me to see that. Then the other time we went
and I had to explain to her, you see the signs everywhere. You will not see deer and moose everywhere because, they're trying to keep, my elbow, they're trying to keep them away from the highway. The signs are a precaution. So she feel really ripped off. So many signs.
Early times, I feel like if I see a sign, I should look around and I should see something. Yes. But it's not the case.
Doesn't work like that at all.
Then once we saw a turtle sign, I was like, what?
Yeah, turtle crossing. And one of them, I've also seen a snake crossing sign because we have black rat snakes or maybe just rat snakes here, which are a little bit endangered. They're not super endangered, but they get hit on the road a lot. They get speed bumped. But that sign had the snake across it with 2 tire tracks on it.
Sometimes they make that so
really
complicated that I actually don't know what they mean.
So, and H Holiday says that it's going good for them and they'll tag us after the stream. So that'll be fun. So we'll watch for that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And tasting apples and spice. Yeah, I do get an appley note out of this tea for sure. Out of this one too, a little bit of that appley sweetness. And I'm just going to catch up on some YouTube comments as well. The weirdest thing I ever caught was a bat. Ayo! There's the brewed leaf. Oh, didn't hit the laptop. Good shot. Get that wiped up.
Okay. Not bad.
Nice brewed leaf though.
Leaf.
Yeah.
Pretty quite a good amount for two of us. And 12 seconds till the end of Instagram.
Oh, Instagram. We only have 5 seconds left, so we're going to say thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you again soon. Stay tuned. We'll probably do more of these, and it's over. Live video pause. YouTube, we're still with you.
That's why I tell you, because I love to see how you rush to say goodbye and stuff and eventually get cut.
Yeah, that time I didn't get my bye-bye. Oh, well. Bye-bye, Instagram. See you later. Okay, that's done. So we're going to hang out with you guys a bit longer on YouTube because YouTube rules. Actually, I don't. Actually, I'm a little bit upset with YouTube. We had super hard time getting our scheduled live stream. Well, we didn't succeed to get it going. I don't know what we're doing wrong, but we'll try and figure that out. We don't often schedule these because we prefer to be a little bit freelance and just show up. But we did schedule this one, and I think what we did was we just started a new one. So I'm glad you're all here. It seems to have worked out well. I want to catch up with the comments though, because I previewed a comment and it looked really, oh yeah, this one, Cole Weeb. We were talking fishing a while ago, if anybody joined recently. Cole Weeb says, the weirdest thing I ever caught was a bat fly fishing at sunset on a lake. I brought it in up to the leader and cut the line. Wasn't going to touch it. Yeah, yeah, scary. I guess you caught him while you were like getting ready to cast, probably pulled him right out of the air, I guess. Poor little guy. Oh, no, the bat caught you.
Yeah,
he homed in on your fly and just zapped it right out of the air. Oh my gosh, that is so freaky. Well, I guess you're really good at fly tying though. You had him tricked.
Really scary. I found here we don't have much bat. In the south where I grow up, we have lots of bat. And once at night, I got up to go to the washroom and found a bat in the house. Oh my God, that was so scary. Like at that time, honestly, I didn't know much about a bat in terms of they carry the virus, bacteria, and all that. We don't think much of that. And bat is a good symbol in Chinese. So you will see a lot of jade carved with the bats and stuff.
Right.
And because of the sound of a bat is a 蝙蝠, a same pronunciation as a good luck and stuff. So we use that as a symbol. The same with lots of antique bats or anything, you will see a lot of bats on it. So, but that's scary. Oh my God, I don't like bats. They look so ugly.
Jubajia says, I prefer Westlake vinegar fish because it comes on a plate. Yes, yeah. That's how we tend to eat the fish because we don't catch them at all. Brandon says, I must be up to 6 infusions and the tea is still growing strong. Yeah, you'll find this is a really nice tea for that. Really good longevity. Yeah. And keep going as long as you want and give it a boil after if you want to try that out. Cole Weeb is brewing a 15-year Gongmei white tea today. Nice
aged white tea.
Oh, in Florida, they had finally restrict 1 turtle per day because they were getting sold overseas, especially soft shell. Oh, so they're still you're still allowed to catch them. Interesting. And Gia says, I love white tea. Well, you're in the right place because we're brewing up Shou Mei. I don't even know. What do we get? 10 infusions? Something like that?
I feel like a lot of infusions.
We got a lot.
I lost track of the infusion numbers.
Oh, and look, receive me Sage 8. No, receive message 8. Receive message 8 says, what a coincidence. Just bought and tasted Shou Mei for the first time yesterday. Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. That's awesome. So you're in the know now about what's going on with this tea. So that was Shou Mei. And that was a really awesome live session with you guys. Sorry we were late. This is like one of our late infusions here, but you can still see the liquor has still got a nice
It's a long brew as well.
Nice gold tone. Tasting notes, brown sugary, floral, some creaminess, some thickness, nice thick.
Soya beans cream.
Soya bean creamy and green bean sweetness, we noted. Yeah. I'm just doing a bit of a recap because we're going to wrap it up. Yeah. Anything else to say?
Joseph Burton said we had bat in the house a few years ago. Scary, yeah.
Scary, yeah.
They don't fly normal. That's what's the problem.
Oh, no.
They fly so zigzag and hard to get in them out.
Yep. Oh. Yep. Scary, scary. So yeah, wrapping up the white tea though. We also had a little bit of cheesecake. Well, hers is gone. I still got a couple bites of mine because I don't stop talking long enough to eat. And can we ask a quick question before we go? Yes, you can. Please receive. I guess I don't have to read it anymore. Everybody can see the comments because there's no more Instagram. YouTube, right. So go ahead. We'll hang in there. We're not in a big hurry to wrap up, but yeah, please.
I'm just gonna keep steeping.
Like we always say at the end of the video, right? We'll keep steeping. So we'll I'll just blather on about whatever. Oh,
do you guys have any plans?
Any plans for?
I'm
going to talk about the music video. Oh, here's the question. Here's the music question. I am new to white tea and tea in general. I'm sure you have answered this 100 times in the last hour, but how do you brew Shou Mei? Any tips in general? Sure. Well, I'll let the mistress, give you the tips, but
I'm thinking. I think first we have a video I think could be helpful if you're interested in try to boil some white tea and have fun with it. If you were thinking about brew that in the traditional like a Western teapot, like the big pot, you can use almost the similar ratio as black tea. And maybe start with a lower temperature to test it out. If it's a really good tea, you can stand up to boiling water. But if you think the boiling water pour out too much of the bitter or astringent from the tea, lower the water temperature is always good because lots of white tea does need low temperature if you buy that from the market. And if you do gongfu brewing, you can also take reference of some green tea or black tea in terms of the vessel and leaf ratio. That's a good start. In terms of the brewing time, my suggestion is always use the liquor color rather than seconds, because different teas could have different, even though maybe one you really enjoy 30 seconds. The next one where you bought from the different vendors, they might need 45 seconds or 20 seconds, but look for the kind of a goldish, light goldish color and adjust always, like no matter which way of brewing, always taste it and adjust it. If it's too light, don't hesitate to make that bolder. If it's too strong, don't hesitate to reduce the leaf amount. Just always taste and adjust. Like there's no golden standard, even though how I like to brew might not work for you. So I think that's great. That was great. And I think probably because if you read around and just kind of Google it up and look for tips, you'll find lots of them. Definitely check out our channel. We've got some videos there that might be helpful, but also when you want to try something new, you said it right at the beginning, don't hesitate to try different water temperatures. You'll see almost everything you'll find on the internet is going to make you think that white tea needs low temperature. This white tea needs boiling water, but don't hesitate to play with that as a parameter, not just the infusion time, but actually if you feel like it's too weak, don't be scared to notch up the temperature. And then if it does get, like she said, too astringent, if it starts to rip your face off a bit, dial it back down. Be a badass while you're brewing tea. Don't be afraid to, have mistakes or, little mess up or something. Like that's how we learn. I think that's the best way to get started, especially when you just started. And when you taste something you like, have a look at that liquor color, like she said, and try to dial it in towards that color for each infusion if you're doing Kung Fu. Awesome. Thanks so much. Really helpful. Glad we could help. That's great. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, Shou Mei cheesecake. We'll put some links down below and we will see you guys next time. We'll probably
I don't know. We'll maybe do another. Do you guys like these brew alongs? Maybe we'll do another set of these. We'll see.
Or spelling bee.
Oh yeah, we've got that coming up. Somebody suggested we do a tea spelling bee, and I think that's really great, but not sure. And maybe also a teapot.
Are you guys
show
interested?
And tell. Tea spelling bee. Yeah, we'll do the pinyin Chinese tea spelling bee. We should be specific. It's a Chinese tea spelling bee, because we're not authority on spelling other tea names. All right, so leave a comment in the video down below. We're going to say bye, sign off. Thank you all for joining us very much.
Now go out and enjoy the sunny days.
Go out and enjoy the sun. Yeah,
so beautiful outside.
Throw those devices down and get out and get the fishing rod all warmed up for this season. See you guys next time.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.